Hello my fellow condiments. I have been cooking up a Solar Warlock build to showcase and it's ready to be served. Utilizing Winter's Guile, Incinerator Snap, and Healing Grenades, this build can be used in any piece of content as it shreds enemies and doesn't sacrifice any survivability, allowing you to have a fast-paced, no downtime playstyle fit for a Warlock main. If you are short on time, you can skip to the timestamp to see the build overview. Without further ado, let's get into the build. Winter's Guile exotic perk states, when we kill targets for our melee, the next melee used will have its damage increased, stacking up to ×5. Using Incinerator Snap in combination with our exotic allows us to deal high amounts of melee damage, one-shotting most enemies and packing a punch against harder targets. As a bonus, ignitions triggered by our melee may have its ignition damage increased while under Winter's Guile's influence. In order to consistently use Incinerator Snap, we will use a few different attributes, starting with Heat Rises. As its aspect states that when we eat our grenade, subsequent in-air kills grant us melee energy in return. This pairs well with Ember of Searing, which grants melee energy from scorch kills as well. Combining our aspect and fragment with Heavy Handed, which recharges half of our melee when we are charged with light, we can spam our snap with no worries on downtime. For optimal melee upkeep, Monte Carlo can be utilized in the build, giving us melee energy per damage tick and a chance to fully recover our charged melee from auto-rifle kills. For survivability, we will select a Healing Grenade, since our melee will be putting in the majority of the ad clearance. Using Healing Grenade with Touch of Flame buffs it up to ×2 restoration, taking almost all damage received. To ensure the longevity of restoration, Ember of Empyrean will be used, as any solar kills resets the buff for the timer. With the basis of the build having been explained, let's dig into the meat of the loadout. Starting with the subclass fragments, we will be using Ember of Ashes, Ember of Eruption, Ember of Searing, and Ember of Empyrean. For our aspects, we will be using Heat Rises and Touch of Flame. For our abilities, we will be using Healing Grenade, Incinerator Snap, and Phoenix Dive. The super is preference. Armor mods include 2 heavy-handed and 1 melee wellmaker mod on your helmet, 2 impact inductions and 1 bountiful well mod on your gauntlets, 1 melee wellmaker mod on your chest piece, 1 elemental charge on your leg armor, outreach and heavy-handed on your class item. These mods can be mixed and matched on each piece to best suit your armor affinities. For weapons, I recommend Monte Carlo, forbearance, and an optional heavy weapon. To close things off, I would like to say that helping you enjoy the game more by having good builds is why I make these videos, so any feedback is appreciated. With that being said, I hope you enjoy the build and have a great day.